Welcome everyone to Ye Old Table as Crit Eating Grin presents Curse of Strahd, the 5th edition D&D campaign from Wizards of the Coast. Joining me today are the players who will cast their die in their quest to save the land of Barovia. To my left we have...
I'm on the left.
My name's Megan. I'm playing Celeste. She's a Aasimar ranger who likes to kind of live by the flip of a coin.
My name is James, and I'm really excited to be in Barovia.
Wow.
I guess we'll see what I'm playing here in a second.
I'm Maria. I'm playing Fialova, the semi-hybrid cleric. And, you know, she got shooketh. So she's still trying to gain her confidence back.
I'm Ellie. I'm playing Niley, a Aasimar paladin, and it's gonna go bad. It's just gonna go bad.
And I'm Eric. I'm your Grand Maestro for today's game. So, let's dive into this different vibe of our typical game. So, the last we had left off, you'd made your way, you found your way to Barovia. You had encountered someone named, was it Ismark the Lesser?
Yes.
You had discovered he had a sibling named Irina. You were taken to the home of their now deceased father, who was the Burgermeister, or mayor, of Barovia. You had a long rest at this estate that was not very restful, if I remember correctly.
No.
There was some encounters.
Yeah.
See previous episode. But you had made it through the night. You had gathered some things for Irina, I believe. Some of the things she requested. You were keeping an eye on her as Ismark had left to go reacquire a new wagon that functioned, since the one he had acquired was flipped over in the middle of the street and damaged, and another steed. So he is currently gone. She is insistent that before she leaves with you all and your protection, along with her brother, that her father is given a proper burial and rite of passage in the cemetery at the old church at the very end of the street. And go.
Irina, remind me how long your dad's been dead.
A few weeks.
No. It was a couple days.
That'd be really gross.
I think it was several days.
So
It's probably already pretty gross.
He's been wrapped. He's been, they have, if you remember correctly, there was kind of like a den or an off room that it was just surrounded with flowers and things of sweet perfumes to kind of keep the odor under control.
This is the curse of Strahd.
Inspiration.
Truly. His curse.
His curse
So
is...
where do we stand on this funeral pyre option?
I don't think...
She is adamant that he needs to have the proper burial beneath the surface of dirt, 6 feet, no less, with a rite, done by a professional priest.
Hear us out. That requires going through all the monsters and then defending them off while we bury...
Is there a safe time during the day? Ish.
Well, the day is the optimal time. Night is worse, is what she would say.
Yeah, I think we get that.
See previous episode.
How are we, this is, I guess, towards Irina again. How long has this state of chaos been underway? What do they typically do with the deceased during this time?
They have buried them in the old cemetery, is what she would say.
I wonder if...
So people risk it all.
Have they been unburied in the old cemetery?
Inspiration. Ye old cemetery.
One more point for a funeral pyre.
She cannot clarify or say whether they've been unburied or not. She's been pretty much isolated here because of her brother Ismark, who basically said you're not to leave until we can get you out of here safely to the city of Valaki, which is going to be protected from prying eyes.
Okay. Niley, Celeste. Irina,
I'm here too. Is what?
Hi.
we're gonna have a team chat, huddle. Take a walk. Yeah, we're gonna have
I
a dad
imagine
huddle.
we all literally just huddle around each other all right, yeah, so what are we doing?
Sidebar.
This is gonna be like on television where we're speaking in a normal room voice and they can absolutely hear us, but somehow they do not hear us.
No.
So, I have another idea, you guys. Why don't we... Now, I'm not the best at this, but if somebody were able to insinuate how disgustingly terrible they treat the bodies at the cemetery now, like they're being resurrected and they're being disrespected and desecrated and all this stuff, maybe we can convince her that it'd be more respectful for him, for the time being, to stay here.
Well,
Because if she's
bodies-
sheltered
or
and
the
she...
monsters in town were undead, weren't they?
What you encountered were, yes.
Yeah. Well, undead are buried dead usually, right? Or
Yeah, so I mean, that's another argument for Pyre. Like, is she, I wonder what, like, is this out of respect, or does she feel like if
It's
she
his
does
rights,
this,
yeah.
like,
Everyone would be like, they would all have specific like things that they had to do when they die. Like
Yeah.
each culture of people, you could say like, some cultures would insist on being burned so they don't come back, but like some other cultures would be like, no, you have to bury me 6 feet down so I can come back and hunt you physically.
I'm only haunted by my past decisions.
Okay. that's rough, but we gotta focus on this now.
Rhodes is going to say, I honestly don't see the problem with honoring her wishes. I'm sure that we can together band and protect from any undead.
I'm okay with either way, honestly.
I feel this man losing battle and we have to go to the church.
Yeah.
Should we, that was should be my next,
Scope it out first.
yes, to see if maybe, is there,
Plan the optimal time.
are there
and
any
then-
sewers here, or like underground situations?
No, they're not.
I don't want to fight a
sounds
super
like a
monster.
no.
And what about,
Literally, it'll turn into like just the best way I could discover. Like, there's no sewers, but there would be like large gutters where like it was the medieval times where they just throw your trash, your refuse out, and it kind of
awful.
wash away.
And it's right next to the river.
Well, not really, but close.
close enough.
Your drinking source.
Yes.
Okay.
Cholera, yes.
That's a different game. That's
I'm gonna poke my head out of the triumvirate and be like, I'll poke my head out of the triumvirate and be like, Irita, is there a... Oh no, I forgot my question.
sidebar again. What was my question?
What was the question, guys?
I don't know where you were going
Best
with
time
that.
of day?
No,
No, Can we leave her here by herself?
No.
I'm not in any way, like...
That's how Strahd comes back and just takes her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could stay here to protect her, is what Rhodes would say, while the three of you go scout things out. He is I'm pretty sure, like a paladin, a cleric?
Twilight cleric.
Here we go.
I
Yes,
am
correct.
not at all in any way sneaky at all.
Pulling up his
I feel
statistics
like
right
the
now.
cleric needs to go with the undead.
Well, we have another cleric as he looks over towards.
That's right.
If we don't care about sneaking, I am
I
happy
can't
to...
sneak either.
I'm a clunky girl.
We're all pretty clunky,
I'm
honestly.
pretty stealthy.
Uh,
Not a volunteer that.
A+. So you and I are gonna go then.
I'm happy to join. I just don't expect us to sneak, I think.
I know, yeah, I don't think we should sneak. I think that looks... Well, I don't think the monsters would really care, but... We'll just be casual.
I do like the idea of 2 clerics, I mean, but you know, that's okay.
Unless you... I mean, we're just going to scope it out. How far... Would we know how far away the church is? Like, from their place?
Yeah, let me see if I can show you.
Just because, like, if it's going to be like a 20-minute walk down the street...
Oh, is there any kind of transportation via magical means between the cities? This house is big and imbued with history and wisdom. Any way we could just, you know, holler at the guy down at the church for a second and see if he's even alive and can bury? Is there any available graves? Like, there's a lot of implications we have to think about.
A grave is already dug. I do remember that.
Okay.
They have prepared, yes.
And I guess yeeting the body from a distance is
That's
not
not
considered
great.
respectful, correct? I'm new at this cleric thing.
Not respectful at all.
Did you say eating a body
Yes.
from it? Okay.
Yeah, like, we technically follow the rules,
I
and we
feel like
said
that
the
would
prayer
be
while he
frowned upon.
flew into the grave. Great.
This looks like a graveyard.
So the very end of the street, you guys are at the very bottom. Like, this down here would be where you are.
That's not the end of the street. That's the end of the town.
Well,
And then the graveyard
Yeah,
is-
it's like super
okay,
far away.
retcon. The end of the town. On the opposite side, in the northern.
Opposite.
There's one road.
Up here is a
It's one
church.
singular road.
It's-
End of the lane.
And according, how many feet are the blocks in this? If it's scale,
They
I don't know
are
if it's-
40 feet per block.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like 400 feet. That's not too bad. That's a golf drive. Happy Gilmore could clear that.
Yes, he could.
All right, just a quick. And it's daytime, right? Well,
Day-ish. For as day as Barovia goes. Sure.
Body goes
Yeah.
flying.
Who can morph into a golf ball?
Is
Anybody?
this where we had that initial little overturned wagon?
Can you ping it? Like
came
hold
in
the
from
button
the
down?
east.
I don't remember.
You just hold the left button down.
That one.
That would be the one. You were at the intersection. There is a cart still overturned in the intersection.
I like the
And you
town
guys
sound.
came from the east.
East is this way.
Not the east, but the east.
The west.
The limbo.
Okay, so
We're just gonna walk down.
yeah. Do we want to try and stink? I feel like we can try and smell like the undead.
Can't you feel the undead, aren't you, Claire?
I can feel them, but I mean, like they're kind of
Probably
everywhere.
everywhere,
at the moment.
But isn't it within so many feet?
I can
Turning
make
it.
them turn around
No,
and
I
not
thought you
bother
could only
us.
sense them within so many feet, so you would know that they were like. yay close.
There's divine sense,
I can use.
and that's 60 feet.
And then we would know if they're within 60 feet of us.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. I do believe the answer is.
So just so that I'm clear, I'm going to stay with Irina to protect her while the three of you are going to investigate.
I think that's
Yes.
probably the best course of action.
Come, Irina, let's go prepare the body for transportation. So he will go in there and do what he can to start a process.
Rena would be used to doing that.
Yeah, yes, you would.
She would be. Her brother leaves, and she
Right.
would have to board it up each and every time.
So you guys will take off all the barricades and things on the door. You guys will exit the door early in the morning, staring down the kind of lightly fogged street as
Yeah.
you will hear the ka-dunk of the board being dropped into place and all the different barricades and protections to keep the door sealed
I want to see what's around
back into place.
when we walk outside.
Sure.
11.
So halfway between the intersection where you guys kind of had your first encounter and met Ismark and where Irina's house is, where you currently are, you are going to see the silhouettes of, you think, 3, 4 things that are dancing in the middle of the street. Because you only rolled an 11?
Yeah. Do you guys see that? Unless I'm hallucinating. I don't think I am.
Do we know? Like, is that something that we
I would
all
point
see?
them out. I would be like, they're dancing. Looks like.
They got some sick moves, if I'm being honest.
Is that a perception that you rolled?
Yeah.
Have they noticed us, or have they seen? Made notice of us?
No, it doesn't look like it. They all seem to be
17.
converging on one center figure.
And are they like doing the same exact? Everybody's doing the same exact moves, or is it
It
freestyle?
literally looks like the Thriller dance. Like, you know, they're kind of, you know, kind of going towards one central point. With-
I think I heard the bard Miguel
So,
Jackson do this song.
I've
Miguel.
heard of him too. Quite good.
So you will get a little bit of clearing to be able to see that there is a human male, you believe, that is being accosted by 3 creatures of very not lively movements, probably undead.
Start running.
Okay.
Clank, 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 clank.
Okay. So that brings us to you. On the yes, welcome welcome to the game.
I just
to the
assumed it was his
game.
mark.
I did too.
If
Like, it's
you would like to go ahead and roll an initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone?
No, just him.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna take you guys a turn or two to get there.
19.
Okay.
40-foot squares and all.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we can't even get through a whole square in one. Well, I guess if we dash, which I'm sure we are, we can do a square and a half. So.
Okay. So I'm going to transition over to a very kind of loose battle map. Nothing fancy. It's literally like old school days.
Love it.
It's gonna be like, what if it's the fanciest map we've ever seen?
No, it's really not. It's literally not.
Love this. I feel so, like, I feel this.
So if our mouse keeper would kind of center up or zoom out a little bit, your names are basically on the tokens. So you can kind of keep track of that. And you through the power of imagination, there are various buildings and things on
around.
either side. The double lines are literally
Am I
the street.
in the town square?
No, you are in between where the square is and where
Okay, cool.
they are running to or from.
All right.
This will be fun.
So, you are first to go, as you are currently engaged with a undead creature who's like...
Coming into this, where I'm assuming weapons are drawn, like I stepped in this town and all of a sudden there are undead zombies attacking me.
That would be correct.
Make a decision. The music is urging you.
I know. All right.
I'm getting nervous.
I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to it's just me.
We're running up.
I would love to.
Imagine we're doing like that high knee clunking, like.
Rapier drawn. Oh, this is fucked. And I'm going to swipe the sword along the ground through my shadow and throw it up at the zombie in front of me. And I'm going to place something on him with that. And I'm going to immediately take an attack. And I'd love to give him disadvantage on strength checks with that action. Yeah, guys. We're coming out strong. 23 to hit.
It doesn't hit.
23 will hit.
Okay. That is 6 points of slashing damage as I cut through him, and 3 points of necrotic.
Okay.
Do you guys want me to do divine sense, or do you think we're good?
I think we're good. We know where they're at.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's do a double check on that. How much was the necrotic?
3.
It's effective. It works.
Oh, it goes through.
It does.
Oh, that's intriguing. So total points of my damage. Does he look like he took damage, or just is
No, he
like
took
skin
damage.
sloughing
No,
off
you will see that he physically took damage.
All right.
Yes. You made a mark or an impression.
And I am gonna look around and just go, help! At the top of my lungs.
So when you look around and do that, you see
Yeah.
eyes and faces pressed against like dirty glass windows, and they just shudders like everybody recoils.
Oh, this is an inviting town. And I am going to risk an attack of opportunity, and I would love to just like swish my long duster kind of around him, and I'm gonna take off towards where I hear. Do I hear?
Oh, absolutely.
We are
Clank,
loudest.
Clank, clonk, clank, clonk. So you're gonna
The
move
Quiet
towards
Ranger's
this. Yep,
I'm
down the
gonna
street.
move towards them.
Okay.
This way.
You should
Yeah.
be.
So this is the road. I'm assuming there's.
Do you have control of his
Stormtroopers.
token? You may
No.
not. Hang on. Controlled by all players. Congratulations, the settings have been saved. You are good to go.
Cool. And I'd love to, if I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna say there's a stoop here, and I would love to get up on the stoop, kind of by the wherever that door is.
Sure.
Here?
Yeah, but let's say I'm off the road.
So he's going to take a swipe at you
Sure.
with his claws.
Yeah.
And he only has a 9, so I'm assuming that's going to miss.
That's a miss. Glances off the
duster.
coat.
Beautiful. So that's what he will do. Now it is their turn. And he is going to just like a club foot kind of dragging it 5, 10, 15, 20 feet as you are up on the stoop. He is just short. This one is going to go 5, 10, and he's going to get up to attack you.
Yeah.
And he will also rape at you, or rake at you.
I was like, he does what at me?
He is going to rake at you with his claws, and that is going to miss as well.
Cool.
This one, on the other hand,
we're going to say with this one, he takes the rapier and.
he's got 2 more attacks coming.
Oh, super.
So that one is going to miss. It's a little closer. And the third and final one is a 28.
Yeah, that
No.
definitely.
22. I'm mathing
Yeah, that
right
definitely
wrong.
hits. So we'll say the first 2, he's just parrying out of his way with the rapier.
And then he's going to deal a total of just 3 points of damage to you that slashes.
Cool. We'll say it rakes across his chest, so kind of catches him on the throat. You said 3?
Yep. And then this one's going to go directly 20 feet, just kind of lumbering down there.
Sure.
We're going to go a whole nother turn until they arrive and they
That's
can
fine.
join the initiative. So it'll
Lovely.
be your turn, sir.
We're going to bonus action. we're gonna functionally bonus action disengage. And I would love to, since I have now elevation over them, I'd love to take a step back and jump across them, if I can, to sort of get on the other side of them. And if you'll allow it, I'd love to take a swipe at the one I've already hit as I'm...
Like over top?
Yeah, as I'm kind of going
absolutely.
Let's say acrobatics. Oh, guys, that's really good. Yay. 25?
Yeah.
To get through it.
Absolutely.
And then to hit, not very good. Not very, 8.
That will hit.
8 will hit?
Yeah.
So that's 4 points of... I should really switch these. 4 points of slashing damage and 1 point of necrotic.
Okay.
And I'm going to... so that was... We'll say the jump 8... 20. I'm gonna hop to this other stoop over here. I just love that I'm creating buildings. Help!
So after he kind of like watches you go over top, he takes the hit. He tries to like spin around to catch you before you run away with his reaction and misses.
Okay. Amazing.
I'm more of a strong girl, not a cardio girl.
That's action bonus action movement, and I'm done.
Not much for a sprinter.
I usually just pray for when I'm ready to do things.
Start praying.
Pulling out his bow. Bow as we're going. Longbow.
So they both will turn around and migrate to where you are. Because this one is going to... 10, 15,
as soon as we're in 120 range, I'm going to release a guiding bolt on the closest
He is going to dash kind of straight down as he sees something coming. Both of these are just going to like come right at you with some claws.
Yeah.
The music always intensifies.
14 is the lowest number.
Is the lowest number miss?
Okay. So one of them will miss. 16 hit.
16 does hit.
Okay, so 2 out of the 6 attacks are going to hit. As they are just going ham. 7.
Going off the rails.
That'd be 9. 9 points of total damage from the 2 attacks combined.
Are you okay? No? Okay. Help is on the way, dear!
Help is on the way, dear!
I clear a table.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be...
I just want to be Mrs. Doubtfire now.
We'll say the next one kind of rips open whatever vest he has underneath his jacket, just kind of like shreds it open.
Yeah.
And the last one kind of clips him on the inside of his leg.
Okay.
Those are my favorite fucking pants!
Okay. I need initiatives from the rest of you.
I want it higher.
Good. Yep. That's about right for a cleric.
18.
4.
Okay, hang on.
I'm a square behind you. Like,
Is it Fialova, correct?
yeah. 4.
4. Niley.
16.
There we go.
Sorry.
And then,
Alright, you got this under control, Niley.
Just fucking
Zoom. Deep breath.
This older sister and me just went full force, and I was like, no!
I will save everyone.
Okay, so that's going to
Yeah,
bring
it's
us
gonna
back
be
to the
our
top of the 3rd round. Ben, you are going to get to go.
Okay.
The initiative order is now set with everybody.
Yeah. How's the one look that I have been smacking around?
I'm going to say, how often do you think you fought something? Have you ever encountered?
I've probably have encountered undead before, but I probably never attacked them.
This looks
Gross.
Disgusting.
very little unchanged. Either one of them that you struck. These are pretty hardy.
And about how far away do they seem?
I would say that they are currently on the edge of the map. If they slide their screen down, I will measure it for you guys. They're about 95 feet away. Maybe a little less. You guys ran for what, 2 rounds?
Yeah, and I
40.
assumed we were dashing.
Yeah. So that would be 80. So you guys would be...
Self-preservation, baby. Same move. I'm gonna actually slide off the side of the porch this way. Bonus action disengage. So kind of just smack their hands away as I'm flying that direction. And I'm going to just see this these troop of... What do I see?
Paladin, like just full fucking armor.
Yep.
Can I see your faces?
Oh,
Can I
yeah,
see,
absolutely.
Can I get descriptions of everybody?
Oh yeah.
Nope.
No.
No.
Actually, you can't.
Mind your business.
Okay, amazing. Because I kind of want to see what I'm running from and towards.
don't blame
Niley's 6 foot tall. She's like just full fucking muscle.
Okay.
She's,
Underneath heavy armor, small armor. Okay.
yeah. She's got long, like kind of like blondish whitish hair.
Okay.
and she looks mad.
Okay.
I am purple. I
Okay.
have long white hair. I usually have a very, smug look on my face, but, you would find out later that it is all an act. And, yeah, I'd probably just, be running full force, probably a little confused. I really don't know what the plan is. I'm just going to go in there and hope
Plan
that
is hit.
God's going to get me through it.
Armor, lots of armor, not a lot of armor.
What did I have?
You can hear us.
It is scale mail.
Okay.
And a shield, so it's very, it's...
Cool.
And you would see what you probably recognize as holy symbol on my shield,
Okay.
it's pretty obvious, I'm a holy person,
Okay.
have that air about me.
And you?
She's tall and lean, long blonde hair, similar to her but not identical.
Okay.
And she wears fall toned leathers, so
Okay.
greens, browns, reds.
All right. And you guys see a dude as he's running away, throw his rapier behind him to kind of deflect what I imagine are more attacks coming at him, and kind of vault over the side of a porch. He is wearing his kind of ear-length black hair, very, 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 very pale skin, deep plum-colored shirt, tight, what was a tight leather vest and is now in just total shreds. A long gray jacket that seems to have some sort of long leather gray jacket that has embroidery on it. Tight pants,
Used to be tight pants.
kind of very tight riding boots. And he's like, "Oh, my gods!" And he's going to take off and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 behind you guys.
I'm going to say that you hear the tails of your duster shred.
Oh, he's gonna hear that. You see his steps slow for just a few steps, and he goes. And it's there's a moment where he almost turns around, and then goes, "I'm losing a lot of blood." And I'm just going to put myself behind you guys. Oh, thank you. Please help.
That's the goal.
That's not Ismark.
Oh, did you think it was this
And
mark?
that's
I just started running because you started running.
Oh God.
my movement.
Yep.
That's my bonus action.
God's above.
Yeah, and he's going to, it's seemingly out of nowhere, is going to throw a dagger at the one I've been hitting
Sure.
through them. So, he's going to get behind them, turn around, and launch a dagger
Whoa!
as quick as he can.
Right by our
Yeah,
ears.
because it's between you and Fialova, and then it'll go probably past me.
14.
14
Not
hits.
rolling.
I honestly
One.
don't even know that
Bonus action.
I would even notice.
Or not bonus action. D4.
Perception
Plus-
pretty
Wearing
high.
armor,
Yeah.
male armor.
I'm
There's
I'm
still
wearing
sounds.
male armor.
I'm in metal armor.
4 plus 4 is 8 points of piercing damage, and 4 points of necrotic damage.
Does this manifest from out of nowhere, like a poof?
Seemingly.
Does it smell like vanilla bean?
It does. It does in fact smell like vanilla bean. Actually, this guy, he probably does smell of vanilla bean and patchouli.
There you go. There you go.
He's Strahd. This is Strahd.
I know. I'm like, this is.
no.
Honestly, he was describing his character. I was like, that's fucking Strahd, guys.
And it does. To you guys, it appears as if the daggers come from nowhere.
Okay.
You said pale skin and dark hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, shoulder or ear length, dark hair, and piercing blue eyes.
What color hair does
Celeste,
Rose
you're
have?
up.
As she was running, she was pulling out a longbow. So she's got her longbow. And she's just going to lean back and fire straight ahead at the... This is the one that was damaged, right? The one right in front? Sorry.
This one. This is the one that's
Yes,
damaged.
that's the one that took a dagger strike.
The one behind it did. This is the one that's
Okay,
been
well-
bonus action that has the hex on it.
She's hitting the one in front because...
So the one behind that one is the one you targeted.
Yeah, because that's the one whichever one I've been doing damage to, which I thought was the one behind it.
You did damage to both of them.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Then whichever one has hex on it. The one that's got disadvantage at strength checks.
Then I marked the right one. It'd be the one in front.
Okay, cool. Then great.
Yep.
Then that one.
Let's mark it on there for future. I'm waiting on your...
I have a 15 to hit with a bow. Or an
15 will hit. We'll call that the hex mark one.
arrow. That one.
Yep.
D8. teasing. Is there shops in this town, like, that are still open, functional?
I mean, you literally came in, you fought some undead creatures, and then got escorted. You haven't had time to explore.
Okay, that's...
Not that you can't, because you're on a exploration recon mission currently.
I did 4 points.
Okay. Deals it. This is not
Did you say heals it?
deals.
Deals it. Okay.
This is not the same type of undead you encountered when you got in here. As it takes it, and it looks determined. His eyes kind of to you now.
Ew.
That's great.
One of them kind of
Sick.
just picks it, pops it back
She's
in.
gonna give you your, because you're like diagonally in front of her. She's gonna give you a slight shot. Like, go take care of that one.
Niley, you are up.
Yeah,
If you get the nudge
Yeah.
of encouragement.
Sure. Michio, can you put me in melee? Yeah. And then... Okay. I need all 3 of them to make me a con save. I'm using Word of Radiance. The DC is 12, so it's not that hard.
The closest one to you fails. The next closest one to you, you said a con save.
It is con.
I'm pretty sure it fails. Double check its stats. 12 fails by 1, and then the third and final one that's in the back critically succeeds that.
Cool. They just take 1 point of radiant damage because I rolled like crap.
Okay. Every little bit helps.
Yep.
These get degrees.
Wait. Oh, no, never mind. And then, yep. I have my greatsword out, so I'll be ready to hit. Next round. I was hoping to do a little bit more damage with that, but whatever.
Sorry, melee.
Yeah. That one was a 6, but whatever.
So, this one is going to dash, getting into position there.
Bruh! You don't even know me, dog.
They have got my number.
I want to know what the heck you're up to, Benjamin. So I was getting in trouble.
That one is going to dash there, ending their
He is
turn.
always getting
The
in trouble.
one in which you are face-to-face engaged with is going to get very angry.
I'm sure.
And is going to let loose his multi-attack of 3. These are no joke zombies.
Yeah.
The lowest number that
Great or something.
could hit you is going to be a 9. I'm assuming that miss.
Yeah.
Then I have a 12.
Miss.
Okay, so only one of them has an unnatural or dirty 20 hits you.
That hits.
This is actually going to be some teeth. There was 2 slashes, and this is a bite.
You gotta get put down, I'm sorry.
Yeah, seriously, put me down. Thing has rabies.
Whatever I
It only deals 4 points of piercing damage. As you kind of recoil, you hear as one of the teeth breaks off and sticks in your armor.
Ew.
Just polish this.
Feel it.
That will conclude their turns, and it will bring us to Philippa.
Oh, snap. Okay. I'm going to... Well, I'm surrounded. I'm still going to cast Guiding Bolt on the one that is in front of Niley.
Okay.
And that is a... Let me see what I... 14?
That will hit.
Okay. 46. The radiant damage. So here's 3 of those. Okay, girl. 12 points. Yep,
And
12 points. Wait, hold on. One more d6. 15 points of damage on the
what
guiding
does
bolt.
your guiding bolt look like?
Well, it is purple.
Yay.
Okay.
For sure. And it definitely probably has some white sparkling going on. I would have my shield and probably kind of get a little reverent, like, I'm going to take a life, or what seems to be a life, so I'm going to, think about it and then steel myself, and you'll notice, like, a look of, like, acceptance or, like, a numbness comes over Fialova, and she's like, and just stands and lets it kind of, like, go from her essence.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Awesome. Like it.
Thought you were gonna hit your
So,
shield, that would've been really
As Niley, you're standing there, sword at the ready, getting ready for like your next kind of long
Yeah.
sword attack. You see this kind of wave of energy You definitely can relate it to where it came from.
Yeah.
It washes over it. It begins, like, you can see, like, the open wounds and things begin to kind of, like, glow that same color. The eyes kind of transition from that dead look to a glowing kind of purple-white energy, and it just kind of gets really bright.
Oh, God. It's gonna explode, isn't it?
And then it literally is good. You see it kind of turn into, like, ash and all over. You taste a little bit of it.
Why does it taste like vanilla bean?
From behind you, you hear, "Darling, that was gorgeous."
I assume your magic would feel like warm to me though, since it's still
it's
like that like
definitely-
radiant.
It does feel like sunlight.
I feel like, oh, that's warm. Like that's what I associate with. Like,
But it
mud.
quickly dissipates.
Yeah.
Quicker than normal.
to dust.
Oh, okay. Quicker than normal. Oh, well, yeah.
Ooh.
So, wait,
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you would definitely tell, like, my murder comes from a place of love and peace. Like, I'm just trying
Sure.
to, like, keep
You're
peace
trying to
for
put
my...
something at rest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I gotcha.
And so...
That's why I said it felt warm. Like
Yeah, like human beings that are good would be like, this is nice. So then I would probably cast. Oh wait, let me mark off my spell slot. Just kidding.
What was this one?
Here it is.
yeah.
And then talk to me about
Oh,
bonus action spells. Can we do 2 spells in a round or no?
Healing word.
Is it, you can do cantrips. I'm pretty sure as a bonus action cannot be concentration based.
Okay. So
if you cast a leveled spell, you can't cast another leveled spell.
Correct.
great. Okay. Well, in that case, I will. I'm already behind Ben. I'm just gonna stay there. I'm between him and one of the baddies.
Niley, you would see when this thing drops on the ground, there's a small kind of undulating shadow that just looks like it's just kind of hovering there.
I hate this town.
That's what happens.
I just assume it's the town. Like
Is that what the dust looks like when it falls?
No.
no, it's something else.
Oh, goody.
All right. Is that your turn?
That is it.
All right, Ben, you are back up.
So you hear, "That was gorgeous," and I'm going to bonus action disengage again. Slip through 1, 2, 3. Get to the backside of the one behind Filova.
Okay.
Damn it.
Giving you advantage for flanking.
That's what I was gonna do. So
You can get flanking diagonal from.
Oh,
you
good,
can
because
get
one of
around.
them was a 1.
make
16.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
Yeah. So this is
This is an unmarked creature, so
can't-
correct. So
Yes.
I'm taking because I didn't move it.
There.
sure.
I bonus action got through.
Gotcha.
So I need you. That is 11 points of damage. Just I'm gonna go right up his spine with the rapier.
Oh wow. You
It-
feel tension
Yeah.
as some of them pop, but still alive.
Cool. I'm gonna whip it out and go, "This place fucking sucks," and I'm gonna take 2 more steps back to put myself beside Niley. That should be all 30 of my movement. That's bonus. I'm done.
All right, it's going to react, and it's going to miss.
I'm disengaged.
Disengaged. Never mind. Correction. It was thinking about it.
It was. It turned around to swipe at me, and I just went, "Ping!"
Get that shit out of here.
That will bring us to Celeste.
After firing at this one, she's just gonna whip out another arrow and pivot to fire down at this one
Okay.
with a 20.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
Sick.
Nice.
Not a natural 20.
We got a bunch
It's
of
so
badass
nice.
bitches, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 1 damage over here.
4,
That
6
was cool.
points.
Yeah, it was so cool. You set me up.
Is there
did
anything
set
me
else?
up.
I did.
No, I was gonna move, but I'm engaged with this one, so I guess I'm not.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay. Niley, you're up.
I will go flanking with Filova.
We're off to flank the wizard.
No.
All the armor
Yeah. Yeah.
running across the flank.
Yeah.
Sliding across the ground.
That was a journey.
Did go on a journey.
Oh
Fuck.
my god.
It's 2 in a row. Yeah, no. I got a 5, so I rolled 2 nat 1s.
Next
Yeah.
time, you got this. Come on.
Yeah.
We're gonna get your skills up. We got this.
And that's it.
So you rolled 2 ones.
Team player.
I rolled 2 1s.
Okay.
I did.
I'm going to pocket that for a second.
Yeah.
Since you rolled the 2 ones
Yeah.
and your turn is done, I'm going to give it advantage on like it's going to turn itself around. You almost hear like the torso kind of.
I did just free up its spine.
Yeah. Dang it! You gave it torque.
I'm going to give it advantage on this
You got
claw
an
strike.
adjustment.
Yeah, exactly.
Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Okay, so then it's going
Oh,
to do
boy.
another claw strike, and that's a 15.
Does not hit.
And then it's going to attempt to lunge and bite at you with more than that. Yeah, that's 21.
Yeah, that hits.
So the teeth are effective. You're going to get another tooth into your armor.
Stop biting me.
How old are we here, people?
Jesus.
It
your
does
hair is
3
loose.
points of piercing damage. And this one here is going to go right after Fialova. It's multi-attack. So its first one is a nat 20 with claws.
Miss.
That's cute. So it does 8 points
Oh,
of
I'm
damage.
sorry. He has an additional 4 points of damage. I did not add my natural bonus to that.
Okay, I'll reduce that right now. And then
said 8 on the first one?
We'll say
Yes.
as he torqued, a few more spines popped out.
There you go.
Oh.
And then the next one is going to be a 19.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 1. That'll be 7 points of damage on that claw. And then the teeth, he's losing that bite. So yeah, he misses on that.
Sweet. I feel great, guys.
Oh God.
That will end their turn, bring us to Fialova's turn.
Not cool. Fialova's not as cash money as she'd love to be. So she's going to use her channel divinity to cast Turn Undead.
Alright, we gotta make some sort of check.
DC 13.
Is it
30
wisdom?
feet.
Wisdom or con?
Whiz.
You said 13? Mm-hmm. I think they're both on fail. Well, let me double check.
Gon' get!
Yes, they both fail.
So they are, I shall read this. Turn Undead. As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censoring the undead.
Go and get!
Go on, get! Each undead that can see you within 30
I want
feet
to know
of you.
your god.
She's pretty badass, actually. Each undead that can see you within or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a Wiz save 13.
Yep.
If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to move far away from you as it can.
Correct.
It can willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions.
Correct.
For its action, it can use only the dash action or try to escape from the effect that prevents it.
Okay. Is that all you got?
Let's see here. I do believe so.
Okay.
I will. Well, it is turned, and it can't take a reaction, so I might. No, I'm gonna stay. It's against my better judgment, but
That brings us to Ben.
I'm gonna trust my friends. Close
I
Ben.
can hit. If I can hit this thing, it's over.
Right?
Celeste and Fialova would see this. He's going to turn back around and kind of gesture at the little shadow thing and yank it back over to the one that is sitting here. And then Niley, you're going to watch as it looks like shadows kind of crawl up from the ground and like grapple up its... And I'm going to give it disadvantage of strength checks again.
Okay.
I'm then going to swing around... Nope. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to swing to the left of Niley, and I'm going to lay into it with the rapier. I don't think that gives me advantage,
Alright.
but I'm going to roll anyway. That's fine. We're good. That is with the rapier, that is a 17
Next to me.
hit.
Hits.
Other one.
That is sneak attack. That is hex, and that is rapier damage. Ooh, some of it's good, some of it's bad. We're gonna take, oh, buddy, 12 points of slashing damage and 1 point of necrotic.
Okay.
He's no longer turned once he takes damage.
And we'll say we're gonna slice through his sacrum, like lower part of the spine.
Oh.
Go and roll me a d20, please, when you do that.
17.
For no reason.
And then
Don't feel
I'm
safe
I'm going to scoot right back to where I was before.
So as you do that, you're going to go right around shoulder level and you just straight through. You see the head kind of teeter a little bit as it's been completely like separated. It's decapitated and it's just like wobbling, but it's still functioning.
Will you give me a free action? Because there's a part of me that just wants to go.
Sure. If you do that, it will go off the back. It's still like on the ground, and the body's independent.
And I'm gonna scoot back to where I was. So I'm gonna clear distance.
It's no longer turned, so it would have a reaction.
That's fine. I'll take it.
So it'd be Celeste's turn.
So can you move me back here? And that would end my turn. And he is hexed.
Okay.
This one's dead, right? That was
No, the body is
No,
still
the head is there. The body is there.
It's been decapitated, but it's still alive.
Well, so she keeps hitting this thing. She's gonna keep firing at it
What's that like?
You die.
from right where she's at. Since she hasn't been hit yet. That's 22, 24.
It's
Longbows, am I right?
I like these new dice.
You're welcome.
What do you have to hit? Like a +7?
+6
Yeah.
for 4 points.
Okay.
Because I took the archery efficiency or whatever.
Yup.
Niley?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit it again. First one was a 9, and then 9. Is that it?
It does.
Cool.
Wow. This is good.
Yeah, watch me roll 2 1s. Oh no, 12, 14 points of damage.
And how would Niley take out this headless
I'm
zombie?
really, really mad it kept biting me. I just kind of want to like slice it down the middle. And where's the head at?
It's like near its feet.
Okay, so would I be able to go all the way down to the head?
Sure.
Awesome.
Pierce it.
Yeah, I just...
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. That works.
And then I also want to look at the other undead and just be like, you're next!
Yeah, it's going to run, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
He's
It has to.
terrifying.
I would also like to get within
Does this also turn into dust when it?
melee of that one.
Nope.
This
So
one
if it
does not
tries to
turn into
leave,
dust?
I'm
here.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not going to let this thing leave.
You guys probably all see shadows just kind of gripping the body.
So it is, you get into position, you will have an opportunity attack because it is going to run away from...
So will I, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
What do I even have, y'all? I think I have a mace.
13 to hit.
That will connect.
Okay, and then... Oh, nat 20!
That
1d6 damage.
That unfortunately misses.
Okay, so that's 12. I maxed out. 12 damage. on
So
that guy.
I'll tell you what, as he starts to turn and run from fear, can you guys describe how you duo attack and destroy this
What are
creature?
you hitting him with?
A mace.
Okay. How do we do this?
Did you miss both?
No, I
No.
hit with 13 and I...
Yeah, both of you hit.
Yeah, we both hit at the same time.
Okay, so I feel like we both...
I could go low.
I feel like you walk up to me, and you're like... We lock eyes, and you know that he's about to run, and I know that he's about to run, and we kind of do that, like, let's get him. And then I'll take high,
Yeah.
and you, like, sweep him off
drop
his
to
feet.
a knee.
Yeah, and then
like,
I'll
take
just
him out
take
at the
my
waist.
mace and, like, bonk right on the head.
Sounds good. And it will...
You can tell that I'm
Do we
very
look
much,
cool?
like...
yeah.
You can very much tell that, like,
Yay.
my
very-
win is accidental.
it's
Like,
very
I'm not
Marvel
very
Studios.
good.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Very Marvel Studios.
I'm not good at weapons. Like, I use them because I can or because it's necessary.
I'm
but
not
you
good
can
at
tell that I'm
weapons,
like...
nat 20s.
Yeah.
You can tell that I'm like, oh, bonk, oops, that worked. You know, like, more of a, like...
Oopsie.
I'm not really
There is a
murder
brief
type.
pause as all seems quiet, as there's no more undead creatures to deal with.
It's unnaturally quiet now. Ben. Wait, person.
Hello. Give me just one moment. And he looks absolutely fucked.
So
His,
do you.
his,
Right.
his pants are in shreds. The vest that he has is shredded. The jacket is torn in the back. And the first thing he does, he's going to walk up to the dead one that was hexed. And he goes, "Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Let's go, buddy." and his little shadow is gonna slide back into his shadow.
Whoa,
Sorry,
whoa.
give me 1 second. I
You
left
got
my
some-
stuff back there,
some
and he's gonna trot up
splaining.
probably like 4 doors down and kind of peek behind what looks like a porch, and he pulls out. It kind of looks like a backpack, but it's more like a wooden trunk that has straps on it, and it looks like it might open up this way. One moment, please. He's gonna like look around. Are all the windows shuttered and stuff? Still, or like people peeking out?
For the most part, all of them are closed.
Okay. 1 second, and he's gonna crouch down behind the thing. He's gonna open up his trunk. All of the clothes that are fucked, he's gonna change, because he has another set of clothes in his backpack. Similar looking clothing. Different vest this time, where it was cloth before. It is now leather. Keeps the longer duster on, and puts his little trunk on his back, and he's gonna walk back up and go. Question for you: does anybody look like they're of status? Does anybody look like they might run this town, or do these look like?
No, the people that you may have seen or encountered look completely different. These folk that you see look similar to where you may have came from.
So out of fish, out of water.
Correct.
My lovely ladies, thank you. Thank you for rescuing me. This is absolutely bizarre. This is not where I was last night. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ben Durachezen, at your most humble services. He's going to give you all just kind of like a little, not a full bow, but just kind of like a gesture down. I'm sorry. What the fuck just happened?
We were gonna ask you the same thing.
Well, I was a bit down the road, and I walked up into town. And what I thought I was asking for directions into the local tavern, I was instead accosted by these creatures.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Your guess is as good as ours.
Yeah.
They call it.
We assume Barovia.
Yeah, they call it Barovia here.
Barovia.
They call it hell, but
No, is Barovia the place or the name of the town? I'm trying to get my bearings.
based on that they want to take her to Balaki, I would guess this is the village of this is Barovia itself.
We're new, but we're fairly sure this is a city of Barovia, or a village town.
You are also
Outskirt?
new.
Yes.
As you can probably glean from
I
our
just
general
imagine she's covered
confusion.
in like dust and some blood, so it's just like.
Lovely. Lovely.
Do you need healing? By the
so-
way? I've got my
I'm
own
gonna.
hands.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm also a bit lost. You see, I thought I was just at a tavern last night, and it was lovely, and we're having a wonderful experience. And now I'm here.
Did you talk to anyone strange at that tavern?
Well, you see, I was on a task for my grandmother. She asked me to deliver something for someone, and I merely had to stop off at a tavern for the evening. It was an overnight trek, as you might imagine.
Natural 20 on insight. That's a 25. To see, like, how much do I believe of your story?
25? 11.
It's a story.
I believe 11%.
It's a story. He was definitely on a task delivering something for his grandmother.
There's like half truth then.
And then I met this lovely, enchanting creature. Kind of gets wistful for a moment. I wish I could recall her name. I can't seem to remember her name. She said she was a part of this, like, roving clan of people, or tribe, or group of people.
What was she wearing?
Oh, vibrant colors.
Is
I
it?
mean, I haven't seen colors like that since, well, back home.
No, they were wearing vibrant colors. They looked like
Did you?
Stand
And this
here?
is just spitballing. Did they bring
No,
you back
it's a
to
woman.
like a like camp
Madam Eva?
to hang out?
Well,
Madam Eva. I thought was the older.
camp is what I like to call my bedroom, but no, unfortunately,
You were at the
we
tavern.
actually just happened to pop upstairs, and we were just playing a game and having fun and drinking wine. And
Did they tell you a story?
If she did, that's not really what we would be focusing on at that particular moment.
They're definitely having a prayer time, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
I'm surrounded
There
by
was a whole lot of oh my
people.
gods.
There's a
oh my
lot of
gods,
holy symbols
oh my
between the
gods.
both of us, so
Lovely. Yes, we were saying our evening prayers.
Ah.
So we're really focusing on praying to... Do I recognize the iconography? I want to see if I can pick up what this iconography...
Religion?
Nope.
They're holy
It
symbols.
looks holy.
Yes, of course, we were praying to the greatest of all the gods, whose name is...
Eluding me.
Who do you worship?
Which one of us?
You. With the giant sword.
Oh, I'll wipe it off on my and put it up. I didn't.
Me as fuck.
It's probably intimidating. I still had that out. I'm sorry.
It's
As you can see,
alright.
this town is interesting.
Do you mind if I sit down for a moment? I'm a bit woozy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
His pale color is beyond pale. It's
Yeah.
pretty pale.
I will, as you do that, I'm going to introduce, officially, I'm Fialova.
Lovely.
You
didn't take
seem
damage, right?
you seem a little worn for the wear. I will cast Healing Word, and that's a d4 plus 3. It gives you something. Oh, that's 7. 7 points of
That was
healing.
Oh. I worship your god. That was lovely.
You will love them. She's amazing.
How much did you say? I'm so sorry.
7 max.
Amazing.
And I will
Right.
gaze up at Niley, Niley, if you could, maybe help me.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Your touch is so
You
healing.
helped me before you helped yourself.
It's the way of my
That
way
is-
of my people.
I'll
That is a
put my
lovely-
hand on your shoulder
lovely gesture.
and just kind of give it a little motherly squeeze. And you can have 7,
Thank you.
and then I'll give myself the next 3.
Sure,
I got-
isn't it?
I'm gonna push past the two of them towards you, almost enchanted,
Oh.
and just put her hand on your shoulder and say, "I'm not much in the way of healing, but I have 2 points for you." And I'll give you 2
snap.
points.
What'd you use?
My,
Healing hands.
Okay.
I was gonna say I still have that, but
Okay.
You three are the most exquisite creatures I have ever met.
Don't think that this comes at no cost. We could definitely use your skills. You've obviously got some kind of beyond my understanding abilities.
I'm
Which
rather good. I was trained in the way of the rapier.
So-
but
we are currently trying to complete it's more of a road bump. I think we're trying to help appease this person that we've met. It's in my nature to help. Long story short, we're trying to get to the church or the place of worship in order to.
I did notice the church up on the hill as I was coming into town. Is
yes.
that where you're headed?
We're
Well, we
making
kind
our
of need
way.
to scope out exactly what we're going to be up against when we move a dead body through town. So
I will make you this bargain. For healing me, I will assist you to the church. You are scoping out the church, correct?
yeah,
All right. I'd be more than happy to take a peek, see what I could find.
That would be excellent. Excellent. Because, as you could probably hear from a long distance, neither of us are
quiet.
adept in hiding or being.
Do you assume that I'm good at hiding?
I don't know.
And he kind of gestures, and he's a little flamboyantly dressed. There is probably some of the most color you have seen in
Do you have
here.
any royal marking or status markings or?
You're more than welcome
Yeah.
to roll
Is that
investigation, perception.
Sure.
And I'll say 16.
nat 20?
Damn, they're flowing tonight.
19.
Ha!
Um,
That's sister telepathy.
Right?
he is holding himself, we're talking straight backed, kind of hand on hip.
Proper.
Yeah, very, very, very proper, very put together. The embroidery on the coat is gorgeous. And it is depicting scenes of, pastoral scenes. So, on the back, there's this massive stag hunt that's going on. And kind of on the sides, you see, satyrs dancing. And you see, kind of over on this side, what looks to be, a small hut with maybe, somebody peeking through it and smoke coming up through the chimney. If he is not...
Now,
if he is not of status...
As he describes that, you will see that, but then you will see things like small little devils hiding in the trees. And you will see certain little creatures of demonic or mischievous things. And he almost looks surprised when he kind of you will see them. And it surprises you as well.
Oh. It's new.
I only mean that watching you move about during this encounter with these, it seems like it doesn't seem you are obviously much more dexterous than myself. I cannot speak for Knightley, but in the ways
Flatter me too much.
in the ways of sneaking and being undercover, we are more of a distraction type group.
Oh.
Speak for yourself.
I would be more than happy to scout out ahead and see what I could find.
Celeste, would you be comfortable?
Have I seen what anybody else is wearing in, like, people of the town?
If you would have seen, and you probably would have seen a few people that would have been out, but they would have recoiled into their abodes.
So I've seen clothing, what they look like.
It's very muted colors.
Okay.
Very dull.
Yes, I might be able to help with this. Are we all going together, or would you like me to go scout out by myself? And what exactly am I looking for? It's a church. What
Point to
could we
the
find?
dust pile on the ground.
Oh, you're trying to find more of these?
Well, we're trying to avoid those and see how many we're potentially going to deal with.
Walking into at the church?
Sure.
The holiest place, in what it appears to be the most unholiest place. You're afraid there might be undead there.
Or worse, yes.
I mean, it is a graveyard.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
sorry. What is worse?
Well,
Big undead.
stronger undead than this.
People that control the undead.
I'm feeling
Potentially like a guy who could charm you into opening a door.
no man has ever charmed me into opening a door. Thank you very much.
They just ask nicely.
Usually
and you
the
say
other
yes.
way around.
They just ask you and
And
they.
I'm like, yes, of course.
Great. This is gonna go good. Yeah, no, we'll be with you.
You will be with me.
Yes,
Why don't
but
we-
we might need you to go ahead.
All right.
It would be good to know the status of the priest, I guess you
Yes.
would call it, of the church, or the person that is whatever they call the.
We're looking for the priest.
Yes.
To see if
That
he's,
is my goal.
well, among other things.
Yeah, just look out for things.
Aren't you priests?
No.
Oh.
His name is Donovich.
Clerics.
One of us is
Alright.
a cleric.
I don't know if that's a first
You're
or a last name.
You're a deacon.
Donovich.
I'm a deacon.
A murder deacon.
All right.
I
Any other information about this church that I should be aware of?
I've
Well,
heard wolves.
I will. Let me give
I've
you
also heard wolves out in the fog. What is up with that?
our jury
Lovely.
is still out.
Lovely.
I will
They
say
like
this:
they like the land.
we have been charged to offer the last rites for the sadly deceased mayor of this city.
You've been hired to do this. So there's
Coerced.
payment involved?
The payment is more involving information. The mission here is just but a drop in the river for
So
our
we're doing this
larger-
for free.
We have a place to stay that's relatively safe. Safer than the middle of the street.
See?
A fortress is worth 1,000 words. Let me see what I can do. And I'm going to take my backpack off, put it down the ground, pop it open, kind of look around for a second. Like, I don't really have anything that matches what's
Does this
here.
seem like it's bigger, like you're looking at something bigger than what?
No.
Like, okay.
If you guys want to come look at it, you're more than welcome to come
Okay.
take a peek what's on the inside.
And I know you are, so go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean that, but I mean, like, are you putting half your body into this little bag?
No, no,
It seems
He's
like it's-
crawling
Like
in.
Mary
No,
Poppins.
it literally just looks
Little
like
feet. Oh,
it's just I go all the way in just my little ankles.
You're like, pull me out, pull me out.
No, it's like he's just opening it up and he's
Okay.
like squatting in front of it and just kind of like
like
it looks like he's kind of
all,
like doing this and he's like looking at some stuff on like one of the wing walls.
Okay. What's the pre Harry Potter? You know, he opens the briefcase and it's like
The whole
a
thing.
whole.
Oh,
Inside. I was
yeah.
thinking like that. And I
Fantastic
was
Beasts.
like,
No,
yeah.
no, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
That would be really, really
If you
cool.
look
That
at it,
would.
it just looks like that they're like 4 or 5 different outfits. It looks like there might be some makeup. It looks like there's some.
We need to learn some packing skills.
There's
from
like
this
it is
guy.
very, it is like meticulously organized as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of goes, I didn't really want to use this. And he's gonna snap his fingers in front of his face, and his clothes are gonna change into what he has been seeing.
Wow.
So very muted colors.
Very
very.
We'll say general shapes are about the same.
Sure.
But we're going
Does he look
much more
paler
muted.
than normal?
All of the embroidery disappears. It's like as plain as you could go.
Okay.
And
I was
he's
thinking
going
this
to.
Heal would help with that. Maybe he was low on blood, but
I think he's just that pale.
And I'm going to scoop up some of the mud that's on the ground and some of the ash, and I'm going to rub it between my hands and just
Sure.
cake everything about me.
Sure.
All right. Shall we go?
Yes.
do we need to put dirt on our faces?
I feel
She
like
already
this
has
is...
a smattering.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there.
I got bit a bunch.
Yeah,
I guess I
just-
would be. My face is fine. But
And you say you're rather noisy.
I'll take like 10 steps.
I'm sure.
I was gonna say, like,
chunk, chink, chunk, like just armor clanking.
Lovely.
Yeah.
so we might be better off to stay at a distance
Stay
and do.
behind and let me see what I can find out.
And this one, Celeste, she seems kind of.
Oh, she's sneaky.
She's a little sneaky, little sneakerson.
Milady, would you like to come with me?
Hand on greatsword.
She's gonna like quickly run and pull back her arrows. I'm ready. Let's go.
And I'll
Trying to get
pick
away
up
from
that.
us.
I'll pick up that dagger that I
Yep.
threw. That's
Yep.
in that pile as well.
My sister
gonna
and her new
slip it
friends
up my
are
sleeve.
religious freaks.
They make me go to church on Sundays.
And I'll say, why don't we just go on a lovely evening stroll? And I'm gonna hold out my arm like we're getting ready to just walk through the town.
She's gonna turn around and look at her sister as she's like taking his arm.
What have I done?
Like,
Be like,
and
So
we
grounded if we live through this.
and we'll say a good. Give us a few blocks, shall you?
Clunk,
Clunk, clunk.
clunk.
I'll offer you my arm.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is. We don't know about being adventurous.
Yeah.
We're trying to live from your example.
I'll give it. I'll make it very simple for you. Keep 15 doors between us at all times.
that's like the whole town.
Yeah, I know. That was
Just go back to
pretty
the
much
church.
point.
Go back to the house.
Honestly, I think we should just stay here for about 5 minutes.
I'm gonna. As we're walking, Celeste, you said your name was.
That's correct.
That's a gorgeous name.
Thanks.
Oh,
My mom picked it out.
My mom named me.
that is
I love
typically
the
how
general
it
nighty
happens.
nighttime theme we have at this party.
And it's, yeah.
Like, I look like the knight. We have a Twilight cleric, and
I
she's
do have
named
a question for you.
Celeste.
Are they idiots?
Wait.
Sticking around in the back.
Yes. Very stupid. I am, at least. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know about Nightly.
And
11.
we're doing this
I was
stealthily
negative
as we're walking through.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay.
I like to
But
think
I
I'm
am-
the
I
Jenny
did
from
give
the
her
blog.
more wisdom because I felt like as an older
I-
sister she'd be a
With a
little...
face
Yeah,
like
I'm
that,
Jenny from the
I
blog. Like,
would
I have
assume
plus
that
3
you are-
wisdom.
Yeah, but your dex is higher than mine.
So I'm not going to call this like a sneaking stealth per se, but more of a blending casual
Oh, like a
stealth.
pass,
Do
like
we
a
go on a
performance
track?
check or
I'm
something.
good with either
Try
of
to
those.
stealth?
Do you want stealth or do you want
We
performance?
should
We'll just
probably
go with
at
the
least,
stealth.
attempt to
Where on this map was
just
the,
step aside.
the
Like,
battle? Like how far?
Okay, so that's what I was kind of pulling up.
See here.
You have down here is the manor, the Burgermeister's manor.
Look at
Yeah.
the time.
correct.
Look at me.
You are literally like the battle was here.
No.
Yes, in the center.
We have no circle.
Oh, that's why.
You're on the wrong layer.
Yep, thank you. Right about here.
Oh, okay.
You're going up to the top where the church is.
Which is up on a hill, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You guys have also stopped into the tavern, the only tavern in town, which is located here.
Okay. That's the tavern you were drinking at, right?
No.
No, he was drinking
That
at
was
the real
drinking
world.
That's
Yeah.
where I was trying to go to.
I think
Okay.
we are.
I literally, we're talking. I had maybe been here for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I had enough time. I woke up on the side of the road, and I wandered my ass into town.
Ah.
Which is not necessarily unlike you, it's just what part of town.
No,
Now,
it's very
as you
unlike me.
get closer to the intersection, like you're going to begin to hear off. If you were facing, heading towards the church, towards the north, you're going to hear off to your right-hand side just this sobbing, wailing, mournful wailing of a female, just kind of echoing and careening out into the street.
Any
very
particular
clearly.
location.
Going to be specifically at a house right here, this abode.
Okay, and she's outside, or we
Nope,
just hear it from
you
the
just
house?
hear it kind of coming through the windows that are boarded up and are closed. Now, you do remember, if I can remember, that when you guys talked with Ismark, you had heard something like that, and he had proclaimed or told you that it was someone named Mary.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So you would be familiar as to, or he may not have heard that or be familiar with
Is
it.
it common in this place for people to be
There
crying
is
like
a
that?
weird
And I'm
woman
keeping
who I think walks
full awareness out at all times. So though I imagine that I'm very versed in doublespeak. So I'm talking to her and holding conversation with her, but we're talking full radar, looking for anything that's happening. 12.
Should we help that person wailing?
The only thing you're going to begin to notice is
No.
as you get closer towards the kind of heart of town, the intersection, some of the shutters are beginning to pull back. Some people kind of step out of their homes and do what you would consider daily tasks, but they're very distant. They're not exactly social butterflies.
Okay.
They kind of keep to themselves, or they avoid encountering you.
What do you know of this town?
I know that they've got these creatures wandering around, and everybody's just very drab here.
You're telling me there's undead wandering everywhere?
As far as we've only been here, I don't know, 12 hours longer than you have.
And they're drab here?
I mean, it's
I never.
it's like this all the time.
And like he's got a headache. He's just gonna go, oh dear God.
I think
Use
never
some
lived
pearls
there.
to clutch in real life.
All right. And we noticed the tavern. Tavern looked busy. Smoke coming out of the tavern.
There is activity in the tavern. Does it look busy? Not necessarily, but there is activity at the tavern.
There were people in there yesterday.
There were people in there yesterday.
They like to drink, I guess.
What else can you do?
Across the street from the tavern, you're going to notice that there is a sign that indicates a building as a general store or a shop.
And I'm gonna reach for my hip where my coin purse should be
Oh no.
and go,
We got robbed, son.
how do you feel about... We're looking for this Father Donovich, you said?
Yeah.
And you have no information on him.
I mean, I assume he's in the church. But other than that,
How do you...
Your holy people are behind you.
Often,
15 houses.
oftentimes, I found that tavern keeps tend to have the best information. That tends to be a little bit more unbiased.
Shit, wait a minute.
you're not wrong.
How do you feel about popping in for a second and...
I'm okay with that.
Alright. Just ask a few questions.
Sure. As long as you're doing the talking.
I'm more than happy to chat, dear. Alright. And as I'm walking in, I'm just going to scoop some of it off so it's not as
So you're
awful.
going, where are we going to again?
The tavern.
Perfect.
What do
We
we see
watch
as we
them
approach?
turn off.
You're literally going to see them divert to the tavern.
What? And this is why I don't leave her alone.
We
Do
have a
we know
mission.
what your race is? Like, was
Human.
it obvious? Is it human?
I look human.
Okay.
Are you still
Also
super
look
pale?
human.
Well, you
Yeah.
said pale. I didn't know if you meant like
Pale?
white
pale?
pale, like drow
Or
pale,
never seen
or
the
if it was,
sunlight
like,
pale.
Very, 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 no, I mean,
Porcelain?
yeah.
Fairer
Okay.
porcelain
Just
skin?
very, yeah, but just
Okay.
very, very pale.
That's,
Okay.
by the way,
I'm
the
gonna-
name of my foundation, so that's why I did that.
Very.
Very pale. It's almost like a neutral base. Like
Yeah.
you could put anything on top of it.
Oh, okay.
So in approaching this tavern, you will see a distinguishing single shaft of light that thrusts its illumination into the kind of main area here.
Okay.
Is it about the same time of day as it was the day before?
We would say it's a little earlier, but close.
Okay.
Let's see. They're hanging above the doorway. There's a sign that is going to be, or that reads, proclaiming this to be the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Oh,
blood of the vine,
Of the Vine Tavern.
not divine.
No,
I know
of the
few
vine.
plants that bleed, and none of them are very nice. Right, it's not particularly inspiring.
Once I see that they're heading into the tavern, I probably would pick up my pace to kind of
Clunk, clunk, clunk,
get back
clunk.
in there, get up behind,
Sure,
I just
yeah.
want to be it within purview, especially
So-
of Celeste, because I don't know him.
Okay.
We do not.
So when you enter into this tavern,
Cool. As we're walking in, do I walk by anybody?
there is a table off to your left, maybe 15 feet from the doorway, in which there are three ladies, older ladies, that are sitting at this table.
Okay.
They
What do
seem to
look
be
like?
Oh, let's see. There's a description in here somewhere, I'm sure. They look very much dark. Some of them have dark hair, maybe unnaturally looking dark hair, as if it's been dyed.
Sure.
Some of them have kind of the salt and pepper. They're probably in their mid to late 40s, maybe even early 50s. They are kind of congregating around the table. There's a large kind of ledger laid out there. There's a stack of coins. It appears that they're conducting business.
I'll whisper to you. Was this the Alinka? Is it Morabel? Any sort of a?
Correct.
I'll whisper to you, like lean over, and explain that they were here yesterday. They are the
Proprietors or the owners?
yeah.
They're the owners.
And then what their names are.
What is your passive insight?
13.
So their garb and dress is very similar to kind of that kind of very, not necessarily drab, but a little bit more pops of color here and there. It's a mixture of what you would have seen or encountered in your encounter back
The night.
in. Correct. Along with some drab things, as if it's a blend.
Okay, so I can assume that there's some cultural ties? Okay.
I would also say, yeah, based off like some of the features and kind of the way they kind of keep themselves, that there is some strong ties to what you
Didn't we-
encountered.
Anybody at the bar?
Oh, there is. There is a gentleman at the bar. He's very pudgy. He's kind of got this blank stare on his face, and he just kind of goes through like this. He's cleaning glasses, and he sets them down, and just
Okay.
cleans glasses and sets it down,
Is there-
stacking nice piles.
So right now, in this moment, I'm looking for a target. Because baby needs some cash.
Yeah.
And is there anybody in here that looks like I could sidle up to or chat with or just quickly walk by?
I'm going to say that there are a few other patrons that are a little less standoutish, if you will, as if
Okay.
they're just there kind of minding their own business, drinking their drink, or kind
So
of
no great targets for me to like...
if you wanted the biggest cash grab, it's going to be what you were told or whispered would be the owners, and it's visual on the table.
Celeste, darling, would you mind grabbing us a couple of drinks?
Yep. I'm going up to the bar, ask for a couple of shots.
Okay.
And I'm
Machine's
gonna,
glass.
I'm going to keep a close
And
eye on
I'm-
what he consumes.
and I'm gonna walk over to the table with the three ladies.
Sure. So you saddle up to the bar. You ask for a couple drinks. Puts down his rag, puts down his glass, turns, goes right to grab a couple shots of just this liquor, sets it down on the table, kind of extends his hand as if he's expecting payment.
Yeah. What is it?
We'll say that it'll be 1 gold for both shots, 5 silver apiece.
I
Brains.
want 3 shots.
Brains.
Get another one. So that's
Yeah, what is
one gold, 5 silver is what you've got to
Are
pay.
people act like do they seem alive?
People are alive,
Okay.
but it's like a depressed state. There's a
Okay.
lot of down.
And the 3 liveliest people in the room
The
are
sun
these
is-
3.
If you want to call it lively,
Sure.
yes. They're more like Uncle Scrooge vibe. 3 Uncle Scrooges sitting at the table
Love it.
over coins.
So I would love. I haven't interacted with many women like this in my life.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, this is like old hat to me. And I'm gonna go walk up to the 3 women and I go, "What were their names?"
Mirabelle.
I think it's Morabel. Unless I just wrote it right.
There's Mirabelle,
Sorba.
Sorvia, Sorvia, and Alinka, A-L.
Alinka, Mirabelle, and
Sorvia.
Sorvia.
As you
Mirabelle, Alinka. Darlings, I was directed towards you here. I'm new in town. I had a friend that I met last night whose name was Yaska, I believe. She sent me your way.
You'll notice a clatter as we kind of step in the door of the tavern.
Where's the light at?
Catch
How
up.
big is it? The light.
That's that I
big
described the
two-
pillar. It's pretty much almost like the town square.
Yeah, but we might be misremembering, but it got smaller, right?
Where it
And then they
moved or
locked the
something.
tavern down.
Previously, yes, when you were there, it was kind of in the town square.
Yeah.
And then once things went bad, the light kind of dwindled down to nothing or a little
Would we?
reduced.
I was gonna say, when we step in the light, can I perform a religion check?
You can attempt to
Me
do
too.
so.
Just to see if I'm picking up any Great vibes. Okay. That's
So the
lovely.
three of them, when you give the name Yaska, correct? They're going to look around and they're going to kind of have a small sidebar whispering about the youngest, most attractive one of the three
Okay.
is going to be the kind of the more charismatic spokesperson for the group, and she, which will be, we'll say Mirabelle. It'll be her. And she
Mirabelle?
says the name sounds familiar.
Yaska did not do you service, Mirabelle. Your eyes are like the twin suns of the Feywild, breaking through the variegated leaves of the ever autumn that exist there.
Give me a charisma check.
Are you speaking loud enough for everyone to hear you, or are you kind of like very hushed?
Probably table conversation.
It's probably table
Within
conversation.
the table.
But you would notice I definitely sat down and I'm leaning in.
Okay.
19.
Okay. What was your religion check?
17.
15.
Both of you did
Yes.
it? Okay, this area feels the most connectable or most connection you have with your deities. If you remember, there was kind of this weird kind of...
Yeah, disconnect.
Correct. In this kind of pillar of light is where you probably feel the most connection.
I take a minute and just a few seconds just to say a quick little I'm here prayer.
Okay.
And then continue into
Go ahead
the
and
timer.
give me a religion check for the prayer.
Oh, that's a nat 20, so 22.
Okay, so you will get an inspiration point if you
Oh,
don't have one.
Nice.
And you will feel that kind of prayer translator go through.
Imagine her eyes light up for a
Okay,
second.
Ooh.
you can tell you have
gold, and
the
really
table.
shine a little bit brighter.
Your charisma is enough to
Stay like that.
watch the demeanor of these ladies change, as if they kind of are subtly trying to kind of put that little wisp of hair behind their ear and kind of address themselves to where there's a tension, and they are definitely kind of into what you're saying.
If I watch one of the older ones, either Sorbia or Alenka, do that, I'm gonna go, no, darling, and I'm gonna do it for her.
Oh,
This will be about the time that you will turn around, and when you do, you will see that the barkeep just goes right back to polishing glasses and stacking
That's
them.
weird. I don't like that.
And
We didn't either.
and then you will see that he has very subtly kind of made his way and just kind of got right into this table. So what do you want to do? You'll watch it like he's part of the table now. He's slid a chair over
the barkeep?
No, Ben.
Him.
Ben,
Okay.
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, yeah.
Clarifying.
Slid it all over, and he's part of the conversation. Barkeep is just doing a thing, dead eye staring out.
I'm gonna
Wiping
down
it.
one of the shots.
Okay, give me a Constitution save.
Jesus.
This is extremely strong.
Oh.
That was good. 21.
Yeah, it burns. You can feel it. It gives your belly a little hug.
Fireball.
It's to keep
Let's not get stupid.
Are we getting crunk or are we getting mild?
You can feel the love warm your belly up a little bit there.
It's whiskey.
I'm just gonna lean against the wall at the bar and just lean back, just watching him do his thing, because I'm.
You still have 2 shots in your hand, or you leave it
You're
on
sitting
the
right there on the bar. I'm
Okay.
sitting to the bar.
Okay.
This is what got us in trouble in the
Firewater.
first
You will,
place.
then when you start focus is about the time you see him lean over the table, and then he just brushes the hair behind her ear.
You know what? I'll roll for it. Okay, I have a 19 insight to kind of figure what he's doing or what I think he's kind of trying to schmooze or whatever. So I'm gonna let him do what I think he's doing.
And what did you get?
For that,
Yeah.
yeah, I would have gotten a 22.
Sure. So yeah, you feel as if you're not quite sure what he's doing. Your instincts are he's smoozing, but his actions are I don't know. Maybe he's not.
Mirabelle, Sorbia, Alenka, I just have a few questions for you to help orient me in this wonderful town you have here. Now, who would you say is in charge?
The 3 of them look at each other, and Mirabelle is going to be the one that starts to say something, and you're going to see her kind of react like she got hit in the side, and then Alenka is going to be, well, that would be me.
Alenka. Wow. Lovely, lovely establishment you have here. You see, as you can tell, I'm a bit lost. Yaska directed me to this lovely area, and I was looking for a few safe havens in town. I notice you're dealing with a few troubles here. I've heard your lovely tavern is one of them and the church may be another. Now, I'm not a particularly religious person, but I was told to seek out Father Donovich. What do you know of him?
He is the priest of Barovia. He does make his dwellings in the church, but not too many people have seen him for quite some time. Close to a year's time, as a matter of fact.
Interesting. Anything that would have caused him to be a bit of a recluse?
Rumors are that there's something to deal with his only son.
Yeah. His son passed away.
He's developed some sort of illness, is what you're going to hear Alinka say.
Well, that is tragic.
Indeed it is what Maribel will say.
Are there any doctors here in town who could help him out?
Those that were have long since gone, is what Sorvia is going to say.
It is heartbreaking.
You're beginning to notice a cadence to where one will answer, then this.
And they're kind of trading off.
You got it.
From where I'm from, does it seem magical? I'd like to figure out if that is a
can make
magical connection,
You
or
can
if that
make
is
an
just
arcana. Go ahead and make an arcana check.
or if that is a just pattern of behavior that they do. Oh, that's really good for me. 19.
It is not magical, but what you are gonna probably have enough insight to glean into that this is probably a relations where they're probably siblings or related somewhere, and they have worked in foreseeably this kind of business for so long that it's kind of like become habit.
Perfect. I'm noticing the three of you share similar gorgeous qualities. Are you sisters?
The three of them will look at one another, and you probably would be able to see that all three of them are going to kind of blush a little bit, and they'll answer simultaneously.
Oh,
of course.
I love to see the color in your cheeks. It's like a fresh dewdrop on the rose.
Okay.
That's lovely. Is there like a lord of the town?
There was a burgermeister, is what Mirabelle was saying. He's passed, is what the other will say, being Sorvia. Now,
You know, for a town surrounded with such death, you are full of life.
okay, on that note, what are the two of you outside of the tavern doing?
Have you noticed the light do anything different?
The light has not changed or done anything different since
Okay.
you've made your prayers and since you've kind of like investigated the light.
Okay. I don't want to be out here when it disappears, to be honest, or goes away.
There will be something that I would probably say at this point you would notice that there are townsfolk that are avoiding you, but they are giving you that awkward stare down. When you lock eyes with them, it's quickly they turn their gaze and kind of lower their head.
I'm doing
and move around.
gigantic beaming smile at them, just like, I'm here to help. You know, like
Yeah,
trying
no,
to
I got you.
defer them from thinking we're crazy.
Right.
I definitely...
Makes you look a little more crazy.
Ash and blood, and you're just like beaming at people like, we're here to help, we're not crazy.
I promise. I'm definitely going to step inside. Like, I'm just going to get inside so I can...
I want to look around like one last time before I step inside to see if I see anything, like anyone taking more than like a passing notice.
Sure.
I guess if that's insight, I don't know. Is
Is
perception to see, insight to vibe, but
yeah.
What's the vibe?
perception is a 17.
The only thing that you probably would notice is that there is a human male, probably in his mid-40s, slightly balding, out with an old kind of straw broom, and he seems to be dusting the kind of front stoop or step of the mercantile that is across the street, and he does seem to be like giving you a concerning gaze or a studying gaze. And when you like look him and lock eyes, it doesn't faze him, but he keeps his attention drawn.
Yeah, he
and
doesn't look away
observing.
like everyone else.
No, not at all.
Can I want to insight him now.
Sure.
See if it's like, not malicious, but like,
Oh boy.
that is a dirty 20.
It's a tough read. Like a really tough read. To where he's not giving off any vibe of friend or foe.
That's not good. I'd walk over there.
Okay? Clank, clank, clank.
Yeah.
start walking across the way, and then I would say you probably would be being at situated at the bar. You would hear the clink, 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 and watch her kind of going across the street.
Are there windows?
There are, some of them are boarded up, and they have if you remember, they have the ability to close shutters and board them up from the inside too. But you would be able to watch, and then she kind of gets out of your line of sight. But you definitely know that sound of the clinking and the clanking is her armor marching away across the street.
Determinedly. Like, I feel like she always walks with, like, this purpose. She's going places.
Okay, so Filova, what are you going to do?
I will. I said I'm gonna step in, so I'm gonna step in, but I'm gonna try and just stay in the doorway, kind of like try to keep an eye on like them.
Letting all the heat out.
Sure. So the doors will open, they swing open, people's attention is drawn.
Oh, she cuts quite a figure, doesn't she? Crazy.
I'm still
Give
smiling.
me an insight check. And then what do you want to do with the Celeste? What are you doing? Just
I'm still just sitting.
taking another shot or not?
Oh,
Yeah, why not?
I will do an
taking too
insight of a 22 with a natural 20 on Ben to just try and see if I can glean what he's doing or like what the. Should I
would
help?
say based off that, he seems to have the situation under control. He's
Okay.
working his...
Would I be able to tell if I can perceive if I think it's wholesome that what he's doing?
wholesome checks.
I would say that you would know that it's within his character that you know so far.
He's
Not
being true to
wholesome.
himself.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know who he is.
15 was the insight check.
When she walks in, there is a keen interest. You'll notice that their body language shifts to where they either are familiar with her.
Familiar with her.
Correct. Or something that kind of
Okay.
tips your hand in that way.
Okay.
Give me a con save for drinking that shot.
You're so grounded.
Shut up. 16.
Okay. Good. A little smoother.
What do you...
Oh,
I've only made a few friends here, but what do you know of that one who just walked on?
Oh.
The breeze is blowing my hair. Like I'm just standing there, like
Love it.
Oh my god.
Majestic.
goofy as hell. Because just
She is not from here, is what she says quietly.
Oh, like me.
Correct.
from nowhere.
Insight check. I'm
Go
trying
ahead.
to figure out if
Sure.
in that moment what I'm seeking is do they look for marks? Or do they
Sure, go ahead.
11.
No read on that. They rolled really good to
I figured.
determine.
Shifty bags.
What they are going to give you or glean into is they've been expected. These travelers,
Oh, expecting.
they have been expected by the madam, is what they're going to say.
The madam.
I'm across the street.
I know, but Maria to Ellie, what the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, I'm across the street. What do you need?
Is this madam somebody
Clink,
that we
clink,
should
clink,
trust?
clink,
She hasn't
clink,
told me
clink,
nothing
clink.
of this.
She
us on the
is
way
someone who
there.
is wise and knows all, is what Sorgia would say.
And she's in this town.
Yeah.
She's not in this town, but she's not far from this town. She's with her people.
I don't know any of this.
Who are her people?
She's going to give a little bit of side glances, and they don't really reply. They kind of dodge that.
Oh, we not like those people.
They don't know. Those people are fine,
Oh.
is what you're going to get from Mirabelle.
17 insight.
You're getting an insight that they are of those people.
Okay.
It's kind of the whole conversation's kind of worked in that direction to where there's some association with the madam.
Before we get back to Barovia, I am intrigued if this is where you may or may not be from. Are there any customs we should know about? When I don't want to be rude,
I'm
especially
so
with
respectful.
people that you are.
Actually.
Try to remain out of the sight of the Lord
The Lord,
of Barovia.
the dead mayor,
No.
the Lord of Barovia. So Barovia is a big place.
This is the village of Barovia. Barovia is all around, is what they'll say.
It's more than a place. It's a people. Sorry.
Do you happen to know this lord's name?
It's a family.
His name would be Lord Zarovich.
Lord Zarovich. I will be sure to be respectful if I ever cross paths with
If you know what is good for you, you should, yes. And I would inform those that you travel with. And she kind of like subtly nods towards the bar.
I just made those friends, so I appreciate the tip.
We just
I'll be
saved
sure to
lives,
keep
so
them
that's fine.
in line. If nothing else but to bring nothing but good tidings on you and yours.
I'm going to say at this point in the conversation, based off the charisma rolls and things that exchange, there's a how do I put, like a bridge that has been kind of built so far, as far as like not necessarily trust, but there's like a connection.
Understanding.
What's her attitude,
Yes.
like 5%?
Huh?
What's her attitude, like 5%? Like with Baldur's Gate?
Okay, so
What's the table look like? I'm sorry. There's a ledger and like stacks of
a
coins.
large, very thick ledger. You could even take a quick glance at this point because you've kind of smoothed them enough, if you will,
Okay.
to where they're not as on guard as they would have been.
Okay.
You can see that there's names, there's coins, there's kind of a debt column and a paid column essentially.
Okay.
There is probably about 150 gold coins, kind of stacked very nice and evenly on the table.
They could help us.
I don't condone stealing.
Now,
also across the street.
I'm going to head up to the church. Is there anything else I should be aware of upon approach?
The three of them look as if there's really not much more insight they can pass.
Oh, if the mayor's dead, what did you call him? A Burgomeister? Master?
Bogo
Maestro?
Master.
Bogo, buy one, get one.
Burgermeister.
Burgomeister. All right. Who's in charge if he is not?
That is still to be determined.
He already
essentially.
has a son.
All right. And yet, I did notice there was a general goods store across the way.
Yes. That's Bildress. That's what you
Oh,
know.
Bildrath.
Correct.
Lovely. Fair prices, good prices, you would say?
They've been marked up to make coin.
Lovely. Super. Any quick way I can make cash around here?
Swipes arm across coins.
Yeah, quickly,
Are
just...
the three of you in need of any favors?
Sexual or otherwise.
Oh! Pimp himself out.
I had a character that would definitely do that.
All of mine would. I'd play wizards and shit.
Well,
They
fuck
need
more
money. They gotta buy spells.
You're going to see that there's kind of a sidebar. They kind of get amongst themselves and they kind of whisper some things.
Our huddle.
Yeah.
I would love
If-
I would love to listen in.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Team huddle.
17.
You're going to be able to hear the conversation. Do you think we can trust him? I don't know. He does have a gifted tongue. Yes, but he's quite
You
the
have no
handsome-
idea.
He's quite the handsome fellow. He may be exactly what we're looking for.
How did we get a Riz Rogue?
They turn and kind of look at you simultaneously, and I'm going to say that Alinka is going to say, if you can keep tabs on the mayor's daughter, Irina, and perhaps help her find her way to the madam, and perhaps even off the path some way, there may be some coin in it for you.
My dear sisters, it would be nothing more than my honor to do that for you.
Okay, give me a charisma roll.
21.
Yes!
Lock it
Oh,
in.
nope. 24.
Woo!
I forgot I dipped into that.
It got better.
They will pull from their pile 60 gold.
Oh.
They will count it out one individually, and they will stack it nice and neat, and they will slide it.
And when they slide it to me,
There is a... Go ahead.
I'm gonna, instead of taking the coins immediately, I'm gonna take the hand
Okay.
and just give them the faintest of whispers of a kiss on their hand.
I'm imagining the SpongeBob thing where like his lips go all the way out. Sorry.
I'm gonna take this third shot.
Oh my god!
Here. Pass it down. There's 50.
You have money now.
Money now.
Yeah, but now we have to basically desert Irina on the side of the road is
10.
what I'm hearing.
Now, once you take that coin, there's a bit of almost like a static shock that kind of like pops.
On my hand.
Yeah. As you've accepted the coin.
God.
At least he accepted it.
From my experience, does it feel like a binding bargain? Does it feel like a promise made and promise kept?
It feels as if you've made a devil's bargain, essentially. Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Goody. First minutes in the game.
I'm not.
Can you say the parameters of that gold again?
60 gold.
60 gold is what I got.
To do what? I just want to hear that again. Sorry.
To essentially keep an eye on Irina and make sure that she sees or makes it to the madam, and then somewhere between after meeting the madam, whatever is conveniently lost.
Okay.
But you didn't hear.
Right. I just wanted
Correct.
to make sure I understood what the bargain was in case.
I'm gonna drink this third shot and ask for one to go.
Con save, and then 5 silver will get you another shot.
Oh shit. I have 10.
Yeah, this one makes you feel a little tipsy. You're gonna have -1 to dexterity checks.
I have a mechanic question for you.
Sure.
I have an ability that allows me to give somebody a token. And I can give them a message, but in the ability it does not say that they can give me a message back.
That's correct.
If I were to give this person a token, would they be able to give me a message? Like, would I know that, or
No, it's a one-way.
it's one way? It's
Yep.
one way for me. Got
Correct.
it. Okay.
Do I notice this exchange? Like, is it?
You're too busy buying a shot, and you're a
Okay.
little tipsy.
I love
Would
that.
I I'm in the door. I'm not close, but can I? I'm gonna see when I see the money go over. That's a 15 insight. I just wanted to see if I can glean any intent. I don't know from the can I tell that there was some kind of permanent bargain struck? Can I see any kind of
I don't think
weird
so.
demon-y bullshit?
I don't think so. I think with all the things that are involved with this, it looks as if he's used his charm and his ways to somehow gain favor.
Strahd money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I please just have money, please?
Bank loan.
Money, please.
I so poor.
Look at me, I'm cute. Give me money.
Because I don't think. I mean, how would you react when you feel that kind of pop?
It's something
or
I'm used to.
Sure, that's what I figured.
There's absolutely no way that I would react to that visibly.
Okay.
It probably was one of the first things I was taught.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the realities, and I'm going to make my voice very low, with the intent of hiding what I'm about to say. And that is a 19 stealth
Okay.
on this.
Okay.
My dear sisters, I've been trusting to your service. If you need me, call for Nebuchadnezzar.
They will all look around, and there will be a gleam or a smile, as if the name sounds familiar or they've heard that name before.
And I'll give them I must rejoin my compatriots. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I get you a drink before I go?
No need.
I meant deliver it to you, darlings.
No need.
You're wonderful.
I got a 21 to listen in to his whisper. And you
I
rolled
would
a 19.
say that you probably would hear the vast majority of the conversation, but you probably wouldn't hear the name he gives. You know the general intent of the conversation, and let's even say that with your previous roll, that there is something that was struck as to the parameter of what it entails. It was more than just, hi, I'm cute, give me money. There was something that's more of an in-depth conversation you may want to have with him to try to see what you can glean. But you know there's got to be something there.
Yeah, my spidey senses.
Or tingling.
Tingling.
Yes.
Well, we are going to head up to the church. If there's anything else you can think of, or anything else you'd like to share, you know where to find me.
Yep. We do.
Can I give you some hugs?
in this.
Ow!
Huggies.
No, they're
Not even
they're,
Mirabelle, darling.
they're quite alright.
Puppies.
Alright. Well, thank you, darlings. And I'm gonna walk up to the bar.
Yep,
So,
and
my
she's slightly inebriated
Yes.
with
dear. You
one
are
in her
going to be
hand.
a lot of fun.
Disappointed.
One shot for the road, please. Actually, a glass of wine, if you could.
He puts down his glasses. He stacked them in kind of a pyramid. He's going to turn around and he looks and he grabs a wine glass. He's going to go over to a barrel, going to get it, hand it over to you.
Cool.
Extend his hand. It'll be 1 gold piece for the glass.
Sure. You can have it.
Put it in a little bank.
Woo!
Okay.
Thank
And
you,
then he
good
goes
sir.
right back, doesn't say anything, keeps his eyes straight out there. It stacks. He puts the top of the tower on and looks for like 5 seconds. And then he reaches the top, polishes it, and starts stacking on the other side of the bar.
That is creepy as fuck.
As you walk, are you leaving?
I'm gonna give a little nod to the 3 ladies. I'll bring the glass back, and I'm going to proceed to.
As you walk past me, I will take up Strahd with you and kind of just clue you in on our conspiracy that I think that a lot of those people, like the bartender, if you notice, he was kind of not really there. I think he might be eyes from someone. I don't know. We're working on a conspiracy.
That is
But that was the way I felt. I felt as if I was being watched and not by
That is a
him.
wonderful trick. I must learn that.
So, what we've been trying to do is,
So we shift now to the outside as the clink of the armor has kind of got the attention of the middle-aged, I guess you would say, gentleman who's kind of like stops and holds, his broom there. And he'll start, I'll say he puts his hand on top and kind of leans on the broom.
I couldn't help but notice you were staring.
It's not a crime.
It is not. But it
You
is.
were looking at me as well.
I was looking around for people looking at me.
Well, you found them.
Yes. This is gonna go well. She's not very, she's not you. Would I realize it's the general, like, is it a store?
You can look past him to see that there are quite a bit of supplies that are stacked into, his shop. You would even probably remember the conversation with Ismark, how he gained a lot of his supplies from the local mercantile. This is probably where he got them from.
Okay. Do I get any better readings on him now that I'm up close? Actually, you know what? She's kind of an idiot. I just kind of want to know if you plan on harming us, or if you're just another spectator of the town.
It depends on what you guys plan to do, you and your lot.
Yeah, I guess it would.
We're clunking up behind. Oh, I'm clunking up behind you now.
This isn't gonna look intimidating at all.
Clunk, clunk. I'm smiling.
He doesn't seem to be phased.
Yeah. Well, we don't ever want to get on the bad side of a town we're staying in. We are a little bit indebted to Ismark, as we are staying at his house, but the rest of the town didn't seem that friendly, to be honest.
They've all been through a great ordeal.
Oh yes, I've been through that twice. I couldn't imagine it more than that. So, can you tell me anything about the church?
It's at the top
Right.
of the hill.
Yeah. Okay.
It's led by Father Donovich.
Have you seen Father Donovich?
Not quite some time.
How does he get his supplies?
We have some delivered to him, but we never see him. There is
Is that a new
what would that be?
thing?
Like there is a larder or a cellar not far off the property in which he requests that we deliver it to, and that is it.
Is that normal for him?
It has been a passable, well, close to a year now.
I would obviously hear probably the clunking.
Oh, I'm sure at this
Clunk,
point.
Yeah.
clunk, clunk, clunk. I'm smiling.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Bildrath. That's what it said.
Bildrath. It's
Correct.
nice to meet you. I'm Niley.
Nice to meet you, Nightly.
I
If you're looking for supplies and goods for your up-and-coming treks, or quest, is what it'll say, you can find them in there. Prices are reasonable.
will insight that.
Sure.
Oh, No. 14?
To him, they're reasonable.
Okay, but...
You get an instinct to know that they're probably marked up to me.
Yeah, well, I mean...
So
business.
UNICEF.
Yeah. Well, might take you up on that. I don't know how long we'll stay in this town.
I do. That's what I'm saying. Most people don't stay very long.
Yeah, well, not a lot of marketing for it, obviously. And there's the undead issue. Among, I'm sure, other things.
We sell nail, hammer, and boards for that in there as well.
Oh, lovely. I'm glad you all adapted.
Best sellers.
What's the markup on those? 89%.
Literally. Yes, well, I believe we are heading to the church. Is there anything we can take to the Father?
Prayers.
We have... and I'll glance at those two and...
I imagine we're probably still in the tavern if this is happening simultaneously.
Was it? I don't know how long it took me to walk across the street.
Not that long.
I was walking
This
out
is-
with them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say at this point, yeah, like you guys could traverse out.
Kind of walking out.
Sure.
There are some prayers we could definitely spare him. And I'll make a point to look at Celeste.
Cheeks are a little red, than normal.
She's smiling as big as me.
Eyes like a little bit of happiness and warmth and comfort in her eyes.
And I arm around her from Ben.
Like a supporting
Very
arm.
comfortable, like a very
It's
comfortable,
like a very comfortable,
Okay.
like friend,
friendly kind of
arm
yeah.
around the shoulder.
Yep.
All right.
And probably whispering to each other.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you're on the other side telling me.
He's gonna like start. Shh.
Yeah.
He watches every one of you.
Hello, Bildrath.
Hello.
Oh, they're friends.
Directions.
Shall we, ladies?
Light still lighting?
I mean, you would assume it's afternoon.
Okay.
Sure.
It's been
And
about-
yes, the town square still has that kind of cone or beam of light.
What'd you learn then?
Let's walk and talk, shall we?
I'm gonna hand you the shot I brought out. I got this for you. You're gonna need it.
So you guys gather
Can't deny me.
again.
Heading. Then I'm gonna.
Are
I'm
we
gonna-
heading to the church?
Leading them towards the church.
Okay.
And I'm going to relay all of the information I found out about Donovich and his son falling ill and all that information. And I would like to follow up with, as he's drinking the wine, probably, I imagine about an hour has gone past, which means I'm going to lose
Sure.
what's about to happen. So as he's walking, you guys kind of watch. It's almost as if the clothes, the like drab clothing he's watched, starts to like peel off, and they kind of fly away like butterflies.
Oh,
away from him.
Clothes are flying off of you.
Happens from time to time.
Okay, well, as long as that's normal.
Usually after dinner. And
I know.
We got a regular rate.
I still just have a shot in my
You
hand
do.
because
You do.
and I'm sipping the wine, and I would like to. Have you guys heard of somebody called Irina?
I'm gonna inside him
Sure.
because I still don't entirely. No,
You're not really hiding anything,
No.
correct? Yeah.
more like a vibe check for
I'm
myself
pretty sure
to tell
we
him, but
told him. I'm pretty sure I told him what the plan was as far as like who we were trying to get to the church and why. So
I don't think I've ever heard names.
Correct.
Ismark's
And I-
sister is probably what we've said.
Sure.
Yes. Yep.
we may or may not have. What have you heard about her?
Oh, I was merely asked to keep an eye out for her, make sure she's safe.
Is that all?
I heard that there was an encampment of people nearby, very wise. Surely they might have some more answers than we could find here.
That's why you were holding it.
Are you gonna drink that?
I dare you to.
And I'm gonna
Ellie
throw my
would.
wine back and put it kind of in my trunk.
Sure.
As we get closer to the church, yeah.
Am I gonna have to cast lesser
Yes,
restoration
I will
on
make
all y'all
the con
motherfuckers? Like,
I've had 0.
Con is a 16.
It's good. It's very warm going down. It's pretty good.
I'll stick it in my bag.
So I've heard that there was a group of people nearby that may or may not have some answers. Also, there's some weird things going on at the church.
Yes.
Yeah.
We definitely expect to find some
rumble of
strange...
thunder kind of goes across the sky.
Somebody's farting.
Did you smell vanilla and jasmine?
I'm getting... Oh god, I'm getting vanilla.
Vanilla bean.
Bean?
Oh, it's beans.
Oh, beans. Beans.
When they described the encampment, did they... What were they hoping to, like, I don't know.
I'll be very blunt with you. I was asked to take Irina to the madam.
Do we know who that madam is?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
They were with the. Or she was with the gypsies.
They're not gypsies. There are
Or
some,
the gypsy-like
The-
people.
which are called
Numanovskis or something
No.
The Vistani.
The
Vistani.
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 Yeah, Vistani.
Vistani.
It's gonna be a lot of people watching that are gonna curse you for not knowing what a Vistani is. Trust me.
Vistani, not Dasani water. The Vistani people. See, I'm actually gonna do a roll.
I'm just
Because I'm
enjoying
trying to-
her
I would
notes,
like
by
to-
the way.
Decide
It's chaos.
Sure.
whether I want to tell him what our plan is for our
Okay.
arena.
What's your role going to be?
I don't know. What do you?
Is it like a trust roll?
Kind of, yeah. I want to like decide. I'm trying to make the decision on whether I'm going to.
So let's
cut
just
him in.
roll a d20 and then turn around and add your wisdom to it.
Wisdom.
Sure.
Okay, so that's a 16. I guess my first question will be like, what are your long-term intentions here? Like you mentioned
What are your intentions?
My
with
intention-
sister?
Where do you see yourself in the next few
5
years?
years. How do you feel like you might fit in with our culture?
We don't feel
What
like
benefits
we're
do you bring to
company.
This
party?
feels like a job interview.
This is a family.
We're
We
a
offer
family.
pizza
here.
parties.
I'm out!
We offer pizza parties instead of phrases.
Isn't that what
No,
wants?
you mentioned a mission or a delivery.
This
or-
is as we're all walking up to the church.
yeah. I'm just kind of like banter. I'm trying to like
Yeah.
be a human being.
I'm keeping a lookout.
To see if I want to tell you.
That is a
What are
21.
you
nat
said you were
20.
delivering a message or some kind of errand for your grandmother and
Oh, that task is complete.
okay. So
So while keeping your eyes out, you are going to see that there are people watching you travel instruction, but they are not encountering you. As far as like more from the windows, you see kind of silhouettes or shadows of faces, and as soon as you kind of make out it's a human face, it kind of fades and curtains are drawn or shutters are
But
drawn.
not like...
There is.
I didn't get to write down his name because I didn't know how to spell it.
Oh,
The mercantile guy.
Bildrath? No.
Bildrath?
Bildrath, correct.
Drath.
Yes.
Okay.
as
I
we
just want to
walk,
make sure.
Yeah.
as we walk, I will kind of take a moment, a probably long, awkward moment of like just being quiet and thinking to myself. And you'll see me.
I'm gonna go over to Celeste. Is she okay?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm still keeping pace, and I'm just kind of like, daydreaming a little bit. And you'll notice I take out what looks like a small notebook, like field notes, and I'm writing down the date and the time and the task that I'm about to complete.
Are we within 60 feet of...
The church? Not quite yet.
When we are within 60 feet, I want a divine sense.
Sure.
And I will then go ahead and let you know that we're working with Ismark to bring Irina not to the encampment, to another city, because she has been...
Lucky.
Yeah, she's the prey of a very powerful person here.
I'm sorry. The prey?
Yes.
By who?
When you hear the word Valaki, you remember hearing that very attractive seductress in which you had the encounter.
Yeah. Evening prayers.
Make mention that she spends
Amen.
a lot of time in Valaki.
She spends a lot of time in Latin?
Correct. You kind of coax that out of her.
Lovely.
Uh-huh.
Because I have some things I want to say to her.
Did she give you any
You're
parting
pregnant.
gifts?
You're pregnant.
Yo!
Yeah, his rosary.
I keep this shit clean! Okay?
Maybe
He
she
uses
doesn't.
holy water all the time.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
I'm not sure if that aligns with the plan of your business arrangement, but it's what her brother
I
wants,
don't-
and I think that I trust him.
See why not? It's certainly worth a conversation. If it's along the way, it's merely a pit stop, right?
I don't think we even have a direct way we're heading right now. We're kind of looking for some advisement there as well.
Nylee's a little distracted because she's like looking for other
So,
things, so she's kind of giving these
go
half answers
ahead.
of where she's like Velaki and like she's just like, yeah.
Go
We'll get
ahead
there.
and give me your divine sense. You'll probably be about 60 feet
Yes.
here.
So I can detect good and evil. I can sense anything affected by the hollow spell. Hallowed. And I know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. I can use this feature 3 times per long rest.
Okay.
I read most of it.
I'm going to say that you get a sense of good within the church,
Okay.
as well as a sense of evil, along with a undead sense as well.
Pinging all at the church.
Inside the walls of the church, correct?
Okay.
Do you relay that information?
I feel like her eyes would kind of like glaze over and she would like really focus and just like as she kind of comes out of that like immediate like sense just be like, there's good, there's also evil,
Sounds like a church.
and there's definitely undead.
Intriguing.
Not as cash money.
Yeah.
Multiple sources, singular source, big source, little source.
Multiple sources. As
Did I
far
get a sense
as
of how
like,
strong the good was?
you know what? I'll play it as it's fading. It's like hope. There's a sense of hope, or there's a good spark. If you
Yeah, I think like just on reaction, like Nylee would always clutch her like amulet, like just whenever she's not feeling like encompassed by her god's warmth, especially when she's sensing like not so cash money things. So,
Making it a thing.
Canon.
This is
cash
not
money. It was just the two like cleric and paladins were like, guys, not cash
I mean,
money. in there.
honestly, it's a church, so
Yeah, the cash flow
trying to
is
make money.
0. I feel like she would just kind of like clutch it for a second, like get her bearings, and just be like, the good in there is fading. Dildrath said that the father needed prayers, but it was going to take a little more than prayers.
This is why I wanted a funeral pyre.
Well, here's what I would say. I was instructed to keep Irina safe.
Well,
At least bring her to the madam. That's it. That is my only intention thus far. I don't know where I am. You're asking for a long-term plan? I've been here for an hour.
And you did
I would
one
like to get
before.
out. As I'm sure all of you do, correct?
there's an alley
Creepy
amongst
owls.
us.
It's a
The fuck was that?
I just would,
Are we at the church?
in a non-threatening
I would've
possible
I'm just
way,
trying to let
60 feet
everybody
away.
kind of get their piece. I know.
not in a threatening way, but more of like a,
2 of us are still
I'm
hurt.
desperate to continue to
3 of us
make
are actually
friends
hurt.
way. Like,
Look in the window.
I just want to make sure that your intent with us.
Atop of a slight
Remains.
raise against the roots
Pure,
of the
I
pillar
promise.
of stone that supports Castle Ravenloft stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assault of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. There is a bell tower that rises towards the back, and flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load, is what you
Well.
see.
I can tell why the hope is fading. We need a good roofer.
Eric, if I, as we gaze upon this, I'd really like to know, am I seeing reality or am I seeing, like, you know what I mean? The devils are appearing on shirts and stuff like that. Like, is that a perception or like a insanity check or?
Go ahead and give me do a wisdom saving throw.
Wasn't saving throw?
Sure.
Oh, great.
That is wisdom saving throw. It's a 13, but my passive wisdom is a 15.
I would say there's a good grasp or concept that this is not trickery.
Okay.
Looks you know
Actual
it takes you a
dilapidation.
moment to kind of gather your senses, but you feel as if this is tangible or physical.
Okay.
Are there windows in this church?
The ones that you might see would be boarded up to keep things out.
Never mind.
Well, you guys asked me to investigate this, so might as well talk our way in. And I'm gonna walk up to the door. Is there like a knocker? Is there like a...
So there's a set of heavy wooden doors that kind of open up inward to this church. And as you get close enough, you're going to see that they're covered in claw marks and they've been scorched by fire.
I'd love to see if I can figure out what kind of creature these claw marks look
Sure.
like. Nope.
Will we recognize them as the werewolf marks that were we?
As you guys kind of follow suit behind him or get within visual, you would see that these are very large wolves, for sure.
These look like the same claw marks that have been around. And we
Yeah.
believe it's from a large wolf-type animal. From what we've gleaned,
Dire wolf.
What is a wolf-type animal?
canine and lineage. I don't know. I'm not an animal doctor.
If only we had a ranger.
Looks like a big
druid
bork
here.
bork.
I mean,
Yeah, everyone's just gonna look at you right now, so as we're all
my
just like,
nature's not great, but I can roll on nature.
Well, it won't be hard to determine what these are. They're not, like, out of your realm.
I'm a 9.
I guess they are hard to tell what they are.
Scary big wolf.
I would say that being a woods person, being a ranger, you would know that these are what they would call dire wolves. You may have never seen them based off your role, like an actual dire wolf, but yes, they are like double the size or very large wolf, more savage.
Interesting. Well, don't stand on ceremony.
And I'm gonna knock on the door.
And as you
pull my
knock on the
greatsword.
door and your greatsword comes out, I think this is a good place for us to end this chapter. So stay tuned for the next chapter to see what happens when the door is answered. ?